Vamos aquí con Klaus Maier, jefe de Mercedes-Benz Commercial Vehicles en Estados Unidos. Well, Klaus, thank you very much for having us here at the home of Mercedes-Benz Sprinter in Charleston. Very important vehicle for the brand, right?
It's a very important vehicle for the brand, and the US is for the Sprinter brand. Actually, it's the second largest market in the world. So the answer is yes, it's a very important vehicle for the Mercedes-Benz brand.
So something that a lot of people don't know about, like actually commercial vehicles in general for Mercedes-Benz are like number one in the world by far, right?
Yeah, we're the largest commercial vehicle manufacturer, and if you look at our portfolio, we sell everything from Mercedes-Benz buses, Mercedes-Benz Class 8 tractors, construction equipment in the United States, Freightliner, Western Star, Thomas built buses. That's all under the Daimler portfolio, as well joint ventures in India, for example, Bharat-Benz, or in Asia with Fuso. So we got a pretty round lineup of commercial vehicles all throughout the world. A lot of global manufacturing sites all the way from Latin America, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, North America, and then of course Europe, Asia, and the subcontinent. So
yeah. So and this is something that didn't start like last week. There's a lot of history behind it too.
Well, no, we didn't start last week, and we didn't start actually last year either. It goes back to the history of the company, and as you might know, our fathers, founding fathers, Gottlieb Daimler and Karl Benz, actually only in miles, maybe 50 miles apart from each other, developed not only more or less the first cars together independently, but a year later in 1896 they more or less invented the commercial vehicle driven by, today we would call it a combustion engine. So there's a lot of history, there's a lot of experience within the company, not only relative to cars but as well regarding commercial vehicles.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously being like so rich in history and like so rich in engineering, design and all that, that's what puts you in number one in this category and many others.
Well, I think our company has an engineering driven background. That's definitely the case, and the taglines, if you take the two different divisions in the United States under the Mercedes-Benz brand, where it's Mercedes-Benz passenger cars, it's the best or nothing. It's all about safety, it's all about quality, and it's all about the customer experience. That applies to vans in the United States as well, with the tagline Born to Run. We're a true believer in safety, we're a true believer in quality, and as well the customer is our number one focus, and I think that ultimately will lead.
So in the case of the Sprinter, who is your customer here in the United States?
Well, you know, I call the Sprinter always the Swiss Army knife of vans, okay? And you see that in the segmentation to where we sell to. And it ranges from upfitted luxury limousines to normal livery services, all the way to refrigerated vans, box trucks. We're very successful in the RV industry as a carrier vehicle for the modification or for the upfit. We have parcel deliveries. We have
like FedEx,
like for example,
all those kind of companies.
Like these kind of companies, yeah. And it's coming down to the quality. And we got the little business owner, an electrician, a plumber, flower shop. It's the entire array of potential commercial customers, as well private consumers for the passenger van, for bigger families.
Yeah.
So it's
very versatile. You can do everything.
Versatile.
In this case, actually a TV studio. Obviously, this is radio, but here we have 1, 2, 3 screens, like a big mixer for audio, and we're sitting very comfortably in here.
Yeah, we do. We do.
It's a perfect car for almost everything.
You know, working space. We have a lot of guys who use it as a mobile office with all the amenities. You can have internet access.
Yeah.
You can work in the truck. Somebody else is driving you. It's the versatility which expresses itself in the product offering, which is, you know, 2 different wheelbases, 3 different body length, roof heights, GVWRs. We got round about 50 option packages plus round about 200 standalone options. There's something for everybody, and now very exciting. And while you're here, then we just launched the 4x4 vehicle, which will be available.
And pretty amazing off-roading capabilities too.
And you drove it, and it's a pretty amazing product, which will even further enhance our capabilities to take on different customer groups and segments.
Different weathers also, like
and different weather and different environments. So I'm very excited about it.
So the off-roading test that we did, obviously 99% of the owners of this vehicle will never put it to that, but it can do it easily.
You know what? It's might appear being over-engineered. The answer is not, because I think given the consumer or the actual the buyer, the user of the vehicle, the knowledge that your truck can do it in case it needs to do it. That's a rather better situation to be in than
better having
saying,
that
I'm not so sure whether I can do it or not. So I think that 4x4 will do very well for us, and at the end of the day it's an on-demand system. So you can drive it as a 4x2 if you're going on the highway, and if you need it, it's there.
And then like the other big thing is like the engine, all diesel engine for these vehicles here.
It's all diesel engines. We have a 6-cylinder diesel engine, 3-liter, round about 188 horsepower with 325 foot-pound of torque. And then we just launched with model year 14 last year, 4-cylinder diesel engine. It's a 2.1 liter, 166 horsepower, 270 roundabout foot-pound of torque. It's providing enough power, but which you need for moving such a van along. But I think it's the right amount of power. In combination with the diesel engine, it provides you with a superior fuel economy. And only to throw out a number, the 4-cylinder shows an 18% improvement in fuel economy over the 6-cylinder, who was already fantastic and best in class in the United States. So another step.
Overall, that's like what brings down also the cost of ownership, and like over profits for the owners and more money in your pocket.
Well, at the end of the day, this is how we look at the commercial vehicle environment and the market. It's all about total cost of ownership. Fuel economy, then we just extended our service intervals up to 20,000 miles, depending on driving behavior and conditions, of course, but extended that one means less time in the service drive. Then fuel economy I mentioned, and you heard it yesterday during a presentation. The residuals are very strong. We got 3 years in a row awarded the best value fleet vehicle in the United States by Vincentric. So overall, we're in a pretty good spot right now. Let's say it this way, you got to work even harder to stay in a pretty good spot.
Absolutely.
But this is what we're here to do. So
excellent. So Klaus, a final question. How much? I know the prices are different. One for the final product, one is outfitted as the needs of the client. But what's the base prices for these vehicles?
Actually, the base entry price, the entry price for our entry level model, which is we call it the 144 wheelbase with a low roof. It's actually, believe it or not, below $36,000. So the model year 15 starts at $35,995 without shipping. And I think that's a pretty good value proposition.
So when people talk about like you get a lot of car for your money, this is the true example of that.
And you get a bigger car for your money too. So no, I think it's a lot of car with all the safety features, and if you talk about safety, you got to talk about the ABS system, which everybody has, but load adaptive ESP, dual airbags. It's and crosswind assist, of course. I need to mention that model year 15, brand new.
Yeah, we just added that, and that basically is a 90-mile wind gust that crossover where we are driving, and the car doesn't even feel it. That's like a Category 2 hurricane.
Let me say it this way, I don't want to be outside in that kind of wind gusts. but you experience it yourself. The car does not jump a lane; it does maybe jump an inch or so, and the electronic system way it applies the brakes makes for safe driving. And again, this is what the brand stands all about, right? Beside all the other brand values we have, which I mentioned earlier.
Well, thank you very much for having us here again and for your hospitality and all the information about the new 2015 Sprinter.
It was my pleasure. Good to see you. Thank you. Bye.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.